South Korea just recorded its highest number of new coronavirus infections in nearly a month, but that didn't stop more than 2 million students from going back to class. NBC News foreign correspondent Kelly Kobiea is in Seoul to show us how churches are reopening in South Korea, too.
At this church in Seoul, a strange sight in the days of social distancing. More than 2,000 parishioners singing and praying under the same roof. The biggest turnout since this church reopened a month ago. Are you concerned about your parishioners getting the virus when they come to church?
We worried about someone have the virus, but if we follow the government guideline closely, I think we will be safe.
Like thermal scans, temperature checks, scanning in with a QR code so the church has a contact list in case someone gets sick. And most important of all, the pastor told me,
everybody must wear a mask to enter the service. That's very important for the church.
You must wear a mask.
Yeah, if you don't have the mask, you never get in the service.
Back in February, South Korea had the most cases in the world outside of China, many of them tied to a controversial church.
This outbreak sort of started in a cluster in the southeast with this religious sect, which is very secretive.
Yet the country never went under a full lockdown. Offices, shops, restaurants stayed open. And the country's case count is still low. Just over 11,000 confirmed cases and less than 300 deaths. That's compared to countries in Europe or the U.S. that have seen tens of thousands, even 100,000 deaths. Dr. Hoon-Sang Lee is a public health professor.
What's the danger of having a church service?
First of all, you are having a large number of the people, congregations, in enclosed environments, like clapping and singing and maybe shouting in prayer. So all those kind of situation is quite ideal for transmissions of the coronavirus.
At first, churches resisted calls to close, but relented in early March, only welcoming back worshipers with the government's blessing at the end of April, with new rules in place. Hand sanitizer at the door, people sitting at least 3 feet apart, gradually increasing the number of people allowed inside at any one time.
And what about holding prayer books or singing or talking to someone next to you? Can you do those things?
Singing is okay, but talk to the next person is prohibited.
Health officials are still battling outbreaks. The latest at this warehouse for an e-commerce business, where 36 employees have tested positive for coronavirus. But no large clusters have been tied to reopened churches. This church now wants to be at full capacity, 14,000 worshipers by Sunday. A true test of their new normal.